This is Season 5 of The Score, the Team Roping Journal's podcast, where we cover the roping industry from top to bottom. This is where the team roping world talks. We talk through tough subjects, we talk big wins, and we talk real issues affecting the community. I'm your host and editor of the Team Roping Journal, Chelsea Schaefer. Today's episode is brought to you by Coleman Proctor sponsors at CSI Saddle Pads. It is CSI's mission to make sure you and your horse both enjoy riding. But that's not possible when your horse is uncomfortable or in pain. That's why CSI created the CSI Saddle Pad. They also know to fulfill their mission, they need to do more than just manufacture a saddle pad. Educating and communicating with their customers and the horse community about a good saddle and good saddle pad fit is something they take very seriously. CSI Saddle Pads are trusted by top rodeo athletes, competitors, performers, clinicians, and trainers because these industry professionals know how important it is to keep their equine partners healthy, comfortable, and performing at the top of their game. CSISaddlepads.com is where you can order yourself a CSI saddle pad straight from the company. That's CSISaddlepads.com. Hey everyone, this is Chelsea Schaefer. This is The Score. This is round 8 of the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. Thank you for sticking with us all week. Man, we have talked to a lot of people. Our podcasting crew has been very busy, and we are so grateful for them. Just to make sure that if you're a team roping junkie like us, that you are in the know and get the kind of inside scoop that you're not really getting anywhere else here in rodeo. So first in the round 8 was Coleman Proctor and Logan Medlin. They were 3-5. Smoke and run. They won $28,913, like everybody else who's won first without splitting it all week long. It was a really fast round. So second was a 3-8, Dustin Agaskiza and Travis Graves. Then third and fourth was a split between Junior Dees and Levi Lord and Cody Snow and Wesley Thorpe. Those guys, Cody and Wesley, needed that hit this week, so we were super glad for them with that 3-9 second run. And then 5th and 6th was a split between Caleb Driggers and Junior Noguera and Clay Tryon and Jade Corkill. I know I breathed a big sigh of relief when Caleb and Junior came tight on that steer. And I say that not because I'm rooting for anybody, but I am rooting for everybody. And it was exciting to see them bounce back from a couple tough rounds. And then Tanner Tomlinson and Patrick Smith, they were one out with a 4-1, which is crazy that a 4-1 is one out in this really tough round. But that kept them super strong in the average. They are the only team with 8 down. They are 45-10 on 8. They have won $52,671 at this NFR. And I'll give you a little what-if predictions. If the rodeo ended tonight, they would win second in the average. They would win $60,159.36. They would have $340,708.23. That would break the single-season earning record, of course, and win the world. They would be ahead of Tanner Tomlinson and Patrick Smith by about $68,000. Tanner and Patrick, if the round ended tonight, would have $271,963.50 won. So that means there's a lot of go-round activity that needs to happen. A lot can change in the average. There's still a lot of rodeo left. So we are watching. Hope you are too. We'll be back with you tomorrow night, but enjoy this quick interview with Coleman Proctor and Logan Medlin. Coleman, what did you know about that steer going in?
You know, in the second round, Bryce Crichton then made a great run on him, kind of missed his dally, was 4-2. And then Junior Dees actually broke the barrier on him. And there hadn't been a lot of barriers this week. So it's always something kind of nerve-wracking, but I just figured Heisman would sniff it out for me. He knows how to win.
Did you have to pull or anything? Or was
You know what, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm always kind of pulling here, like when I take off the back a little early and kind of getting my swing going and feeling it out. I don't really know how much I pulled tonight. I was more intense on making sure I hit the back of his horns with my rope because I hadn't done that the last couple times.
Yeah, were you have you been frustrated or have you been just kind of focused?
No, you just try to bounce back. You know what I mean? We've been getting ready for this for 60 days, so I tried not to think too much about it. I had a good talk with my buddy Justin Turner last night, and he said, hey, don't overthink it. Just go back to doing what you were doing. When I get a good start on Heisman, it's so easy to catch, and so I knew that was the key to it. I just tried to get in there and own it a little bit more tonight and put my nerves aside and get back to it.
You've kind of done it every different way out here as far as getting out of a slump or bouncing back. What is your bouncing back strategy? Did you run any? any practice out there at the South Point or anything like
No,
that?
my horse has been great. He's been on the money, and I think that's a big thing for me is when I have such confidence in him. It certainly hadn't been his fault, and, I have jumped in some slumps out here before, but I think the main thing was just to clear my head and back in there tonight with a clear mind, because every time you have a setback, that's just an opportunity for a comeback. So that's what I tried to focus on today. Had a good friend of mine send me the Warriors ethos, and so I read that right before I roped and was fired up and ready to go.
You said, Logan, that you were a little emotional after this one, or a little worked up, a little bit more out of character. Tell me about it. What was going on with you?
I like to think I can keep it together a little bit more, but for some reason, whenever you see 3.5 on the clock, I give a pretty abrupt fist pump, which from my horse that's a little green in here anyway, it's probably not the best thing for him to just get him fired up.
That is one thing we joked about.
Yeah.
We're going to have to get him ready
so
for
I was like, I'm going to have to tone down the celebrations. I see 3.5 on the clock, glazed over. Don't remember any of it after that.
Did he have a victory lap, or how did he like the victory lap?
He takes the victory lap has been good. I mean, he's done a good job with it. I don't really remember how freaked out he was whenever I was fist pumping, but I'm sure it wasn't the best for him. But he'll be good. He's been spot on, really. I mean, I can't fault him. I mean, I was telling Coleman, he's settling in a little bit more every night, and I never would have thought that I would ride something other than Drago when I got out here. And it's funny what the Lord has in store. I mean, it's one door that might be kind of closing, another one's opened up, and I'm just thankful for the blessing he's given me and just for trusting the process.
So no anticipation of getting back on Drago these next couple nights?
I don't think so. I mean, I think what we got going right now is working, and not, you never say never, but I think I'm going to stick on Cantina. As crazy as it sounds, but I think I'm going to stay on Cantina. He's just getting better every night, and he was very good tonight.
And why a Pepsid? Why a Tongue River horse? Why was that one a prospect that you bought?
It's funny. I had never had one there before, and I met the people through a mutual friend, and so I went up there and looked at the ranch, and this guy told me that he had two that maybe might be kind of what I would be looking at. So I ended up buying both of them, and this Cantina was actually a stud when I got him, and he had bred 8 mares before. So there are some Cantina colts out there. And I just bought one the other day. You did? Just bought one, yeah. And so it's just a yearling, and there was only 8 of them. So I just bought one the other day. I'm excited about. They're just starting him the last few days, and so I wanted to get my hands on at least one of them. But yeah, I've since went back. I've got good friends over there at the Tongue River now, and I think we've got 8 or 9 horses from there now. And so I've got several of them. All of them a little bit bronky, a little bit a little watchy, not bronky, but just watchy, which is tough, what I like. Though, yeah. Tough, athletic, and they've been winners. Most importantly, winners. Very good. Well, lots of people want you guys, so thank you. Thank you. See you guys. All right, that's it for us tonight. It's a short one from the press room here at the Thomas & Mack. Things were busy back here. They're getting busier by the night as more and more media are coming to cover the rodeo, and we hope that you stick with us and you follow our coverage throughout this next couple nights. And special thanks to our producer, Craig Jones, with the Money Barrel podcast. The Money Barrel is one of our partner podcasts. You can find it on barrelracingmagazine.com and anywhere you listen to podcasts. That's the Money Barrel podcast. All right, we'll talk at you tomorrow.